The Philadelphia Eagles offense will definitely have speed. But my question is, can any of these guys finish the year with more yards than Zach Ertz? What is going on, everybody? If you don't already know, I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you are new to the channel and love talking Philly sports every single day, hit that subscribe button. Now, if you're excited for the 2020 season to hurry up and get here, but would like to have at least one wide receiver over 1,000 yards this year, smash that like button. And oh, by the way, it helps this content and pushes it out to other Philly fans. With all that being said, let's get into today's topic. Let's start this video off by coming out and asking the question, what was the last Philadelphia Eagle receiver to have more yards in the regular season than Zach Ertz? And to get that answer, we got to go all the way back to 2015, and it was Jordan Matthews. In 2015, he fell 3 yards short of a 1,000-yard season. He had 997 receiving yards, and Zach Ertz had 853. But we have to go all the way back to 2015 for an Eagles wide receiver to outgain yards when it comes to them versus Zach Ertz. That's wild. On that note, let's talk about 2015 all the way to 2019, them 4 years individual, and see who the top 4 pass catchers were for the Philadelphia Eagles, no matter what position they played. And I'm telling you right now, it's not too many receivers, especially in 2019. 2015, Jordan Matthews, 997 yards. Zach Ertz, 853 yards. Brent Selleck, 398 yards. Darren Sproles, 388 yards. 2016, Zach Ertz, 816 yards. Jordan Matthews, 806 yards. Darren Sproles, 427 yards. And Doyle Green Beckham with 392. 2017, the year we won the Super Bowl. Zach Ertz, 824 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, 789 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 768 yards. Torrey Smith, 430 yards. 2018, Zach Ertz, 1,163 yards. Alshon Jeffrey, 843 yards. Nelson Aguilar, 736 yards. And Dallas Goedert, 334 yards. And the injury-riddled season, 2019, Zach Ertz, 916 yards. Dallas Goedert, 607 yards. Miles Sanders, 509 yards. And Alshon, 490 yards. As you can see, Zach Ertz has been busy leading the Philadelphia Eagles in receiving yards since 2016. Now, he's not an ordinary tight end. He's one of the best tight ends in the game, so put some respect on his name. But the fact that we can't have a receiver come in and beat him in yards is crazy. I understand him being the team leader in receptions because he's a security blanket, reliable, don't drop it, Carson's go-to guy, a volume catcher. I understand on that. But to lead the team in yardage since 2016 all the way to 2019, why don't we have explosive playmakers on the outside? Alshon Jeffrey's been good, and even 2017, he was good. But since then, he's been injured. We get DeSean Jackson back. Looks like he's going to have a great year. He gets injured. We draft J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, has a great preseason game, and he doesn't show up. When are we going to get our receiver to go over 1,000 yards? DJ Moore, he's not the top receiver in the game, but he's a second-year man drafted in the first round to the Carolina Panthers and was over 1,000 yards last year. We need a guy who can do that. And so we did bring in a guy like Jalen Regaor. We're going to have DeSean Jackson back. We swapped for Marquise Goodwin, who had a great year in 2017, but has been injury-plagued as well. We go get Hightower and Quez Watkins, who have potential to play in this league if Aaron Moorhead just maximized their potential. That's all he got to do is get the best out of these kids, which I do believe he's going to do a lot better job than Carson Welch. But like I said, I don't just want a guy to beat Zach Ertz necessarily. I just want a receiver to go over 1,000 yards. I want a guy that Carson can rely on other than Zach Ertz. But more importantly, I believe in 2020, Carson Wentz is going to spread the ball so much in 2020. There are going to be games that he gets like 7 different pass catchers involved. I can just see it right now. But what we need from this offense ultimately is to be as versatile as we were in 2017. We had the deep threats and Nelson Aguilar. Yes, he was a deep threat and pretty good all around in 2017. And Torrey Smith, he was old. He was not in his prime, but he got the job done of stretching the field, making the safeties play back and not double team Zach Ertz, not double team Alshon, not stop the run. We had so much versatility from slot guys to deep ball threats. And don't forget that the Eagles were third in the NFL when it came to rushing. No, we didn't have a 1,000-yard rusher because you know how we do. We run by committee. But LeGarrette Blount, Jay Ajayi, Corey Clement, even Wendell Smallwood, all ran the ball really hard. When you combine their total yards, I think it was 1,669 yards. That's almost 1,700 rushing yards. And that's not including Carson Wentz rushing yards because we knew how he was in 2017. We're not going to see that much because he got to protect his body. He can move around in the pocket, roll out, but he got to protect his body. But still, 1,700 yards almost from the running backs. That complements the deep passing, the short passing, the play action, not being able to double Zach Ertz, having to put a safety over the top, having the running backs come out and get mismatches on linebackers and stuff because Carson utilizes his running backs in the passing game too, especially when you got a guy like Miles Sanders who can do a lot of things. He's a bad man and the potential is going to come out in 2020. These are all things that led to the Eagles being third in the NFL, averaging 28 points a game, coming out fast, attacking in a multitude of ways, run the ball down people's throats, get vertical, be methodical and move the ball down the field, have your volume catcher, Zach Ertz, who get that 3rd and 5 short yard conversion automatically. All these things played a role in getting the Philadelphia Eagles to number 1 in the NFC and having home field advantage for Nick Foles to take us the rest of the way. This is what we need in 2020. Simple as that. I want a 1,000-yard receiver. I want our running game to be good, but we have to be balanced. And although Zach Ertz possibly will lead the team again, as long as we get production from outside, as long as we have a vertical deep threat, as long as we have speed on the outside of these tight ends, we are going to be good. We will definitely see more 11-man personnel. We probably will see some 4 receiver sets. Heck, Doug Peterson might go 5 receiver set. No running backs in the backfield. We can do that, which we could not do last year. That will be interesting to see, but we will not get away from 12-man personnel all the way. We're still going to run that about 30% of the time, which is a lot less than 60% or 70% we ran it last year. But just think, Miles Sanders in the backfield, Dallas Goedert on this side, reliable pass catcher, can beat one-on-one coverage. Zach Ertz, reliable pass catcher who can beat one-on-one coverage. DeSean Jackson, Jalen Regaor, out there to take the top off and get these safeties to back up and get one-on-one coverage to Dallas Goedert or Zach Ertz or Miles Sanders. Or if they do double this, then you got Jalen Regaor or DeSean Jackson probably running one-on-one coverage. Give the ball to your playmakers. So let's go back to the opening statement. I would love a wide receiver to outperform Zach Ertz in yards, not receptions, but yards, because that means we got playmakers on the outside. Or if not beat him in yards, just get over 1,000 yards, because that means we got multiple people over 1,000 yards. But again, I just want to get back to starting fast, averaging 28 points a game, using the speed to do things for our tight ends, for our running game that we did in 2017 to make this team balanced and very scary. And I see if the Philadelphia Eagles are healthy, these speed guys might not be the greatest pass catchers, but what they're going to bring to this team, having other guys get one-on-ones, having other guys win matchups because of that. And when they start to double team their matchups, these speed guys will still catch deep balls if you leave them running open in the defense. I believe we will get a 1,000-yard receiver this year in 2020, whether it be Jalen Regaor or DeSean Jackson. One of these guys will get the job done. Zach Ertz will probably still lead the team in catches. He's just that volume guy that you can't go wrong throwing the ball to. But ultimately, this team is going to be back versatile, fast, and a nightmare on defenses, especially if they can't pick their poison because the outside receivers are doing their job, the tight ends, the running game, and Carson Wentz, oh boy, we know he can play football. Oh, walk it to him. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching and all the constant support. Appreciate you guys 100%. Smash that like button. It really helps me out. And make sure you got notifications turned on so you don't miss a video. Let me know in the comment section, do you think we're going to have a 1,000-yard receiver? And how deadly do you think this offense can be if we stay healthy? You know what time it is. We out.